Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys the first perspective on things and how we're seeing. Let's get straight into this topic here. So as you guys know, there's a serious amount of desperation that exists within the LeBron fan base. A considerable amount, whether it may be this quest for him to prove that he is the greatest player of all time, and him constantly telling people that, or this push by people in the media and his fans for him to do everything in his power to capture an NBA championship, and then they end up coming up with insane scenarios, unreasonable things to say. People like they just come up with all kind of stupid trades, all in an attempt to get LeBron the ring. And then the craziest part is they come up with all of these wacky takes. And then they were like, oh, LeBron should go join this guy, join that guy, join this guy. And then if he wins, they want to give him all the credit and act like as if no one played a role in it, which has pretty much been the pattern of his career. So as you guys know, LeBron will be entering free agency in a few weeks after the NBA Finals has been concluded. And various people have been speculating on where he should go. But there was a particular article that I got from heavy.com that really caught my attention. And it says, Lakers LeBron James advised to leave Luka Doncic and join major West rival. I'm like, this should be interesting. But before we even get into this article, today's video is brought to you by sponsor, PrizePicks. The NBA Finals are here, and for me, the basketball doesn't stop once they crown a champion, because this summer of sports is genuinely stacked. I have been making all my picks on PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app. Here's what I genuinely enjoy about it. During the finals, I'm making picks on points, rebounds, and three-pointers, and then I can stack those player picks with soccer, baseball, or the W, and even bigger payouts. It is simply selecting more or less on a few player stats, putting them into one lineup, and following along within the same app. And it's now available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. In the finals, this is where legacies are made. You can get in on one of the biggest games of the season and make your picks on everything from points and rebounds to dunks, three-pointers, and fantasy score, all before the champion is crowned. PrizePicks is a preferred partner of the NBA, making every game even more exciting to watch. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. PrizePicks, a preferred partner of the NBA. All right, so let's get into the article. It says, the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James have yet to reach an agreement about his future with the franchise. The 41-year-old superstar will be an unrestricted free agent this offseason. James exercised his player option for this season and is now weighing his options for what could be the final chapter of his storied career. One intriguing destination floated by multiple league sources is a move, get this, to the Denver Nuggets. He will be paired with a three-time MVP in Nikola Jokic. ESPN's Dave McMenamin and Tim Bontemps reported the buzz and revealed what a West executive had to say about James joining Jokic, who is the only guy on James's level from a basketball IQ standpoint in the league. Go there and team up with that guy, McMenamin and Bontemps wrote. Remaining in LA is still a possibility for James. However, he could seek out a move elsewhere as he chases a championship before retirement. How the Lakers benefit from James moving on. It says this. The Lakers have indicated a desire to keep James, with franchise executive Rob Pelinka headlining that movement. However, the truth is that James will be expensive to keep even in a relatively reduced deal. A departure via sign and trade will provide the Lakers with critical flexibility under the salary cap, James' expiring deal, and potential new contract currently constrain their ability to build depth around Luka Doncic. The Lakers can request a couple of Nugget stars in return, as Denver is also in need of cap clearing. Joining the Nuggets could create a sign and trade opportunity for the Lakers be it for restricted free agent forward and fellow clutch client Peyton Watson, or veteran forward Cameron Johnson, who is set to make $23 million next season in the final year of his contract. McMenamin and Bontemps wrote, Johnson is shooting 43% from three-point range this season and would give the Lakers another knockdown shooter to put around Doncic and Austin Reeves. The Lakers have been linked with some Denver pieces, including Watson, Johnson, and Christian Braun. Any one of these additions could bolster the supporting cast without tying up massive long-term money. For this to work, the Nuggets will have to look at their short-term gain. James is 41, and while the idea of joining Jokic to breed a contention a window looks good, they will need to move pieces to accommodate James into their cap. The Nuggets have indicated of late that they intend to keep Watson after his breakout season. This makes him potentially out of any trade talks. And then it says the Lakers can push for a big name star without LeBron James. Clearing James's salary in cap will open a good path to move for big name pieces. Rui Hachimura is another player who will be a free agent, and Reeves, who is on a player option, is up for an extension. And then the article then goes on to say a few other things there as well. Dave McMenamin, you got to hand it to him, man. He's a propagandist, man. He's really good at pushing the propaganda. Here's a few things about this. First of all, let's look at it from an optics standpoint. LeBron James is going to go join a 3-time MVP in Nikola Jokic, a person that most people thought was the best player coming into the season, and probably some people still do, to go play with Jamal Murray and whoever else they have over there, to go try to steal a quick ring in the Western Conference. And McMenamin didn't even touch on that in terms of his legacy and how that looks. Is there no shame left anymore? Like sincerely, I'm asking this question. What happened to the shame in the game? That's the first question. The second part, and I think is very important that we address this now. You notice how Dave is trying to ensure that LeBron gets a max money? His entire scenario involves LeBron getting max dollars. That's why he introduced the sign and trade option. Sign him for the max and then go send him off. Dave, how can you honestly explain that you want to give, or justify rather, wanting to give a 41-year-old, 42-year-old $50 million a year? Look at the landscape of the league. They're all young teams with young players. And you're going to give a 41-year-old $50 million? You're only doing this because he's a friend of LeBron and he gives him stories and interviews. Like, that's the part that he missed out in all of this. His scenario is essentially propelled by the idea of LeBron getting the max money. And the Lakers are just like, they're not going to do that. No team worth their salt is going to pay LeBron a max contract at this stage of his career. No one. Now, had it been 4 or 5 years ago, 3, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, but the guy's older. He didn't even make an all-NBA team last year. He made an all-star team, not because the fans voted him in, because they just simply put him in there. And you want to do that now, you may be talking about his value. I get that. His value to the market has nothing to do with what my pockets can afford as a team. You know, it's I mean, you gotta hand it to these guys, man. They're a dedicated fan base. They just never give up. You know what I mean? They just never seem to give up. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave them in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.